All right, so for your reading documentation, this is how you're going to fill it out for the entire year. We're going to start on page 90. You're going to see there's lots of different places here to write them. And I gave you multiple pages because I expect you to read at home and here at school. So here's what's going to happen. On how to fill this out, you're going to put today's date. For me, I'm doing this on the 15th, so I'm going to put 9/5. Okay? This right here only really applies to the hybrid learners, not the online. So if you're online, you can just cross this out or just ignore it. That's fine too. But for those in hybrid, I will also help you with this. But if you stop reading for some reason, it's probably one of these four options, sorry. So teacher, nurse, library, or bathroom. So we'll just say, hey, if you go to the library during reading time, we'll put an L in there. If you have to use the bathroom while we're doing this, put a B in there, so on and so forth. Okay. Here you're going to put the title of your book. So I used Hunger Games on the Amazon video, so I'm going to go ahead and put Hunger Games here. I did not forget my book, so I'm going to leave that. If I did forget my book, I would have to put a check mark here or an X here. And then I would have another book title here because I would find a book. I'm not just going to sit and not read. Again, that really only applies to our hybrid learners when we're in class. And then I'm going to put the start page. So I'm going to open up my book. I'm going to look, and I'm going to start on page 1 because I have not started reading this. So I'm going to start on page 1, and then I am going to read. When I read, I want to read for 20 to 25 minutes. I put a timer in here in the rest of this PowerPoint so you can actually have the 25-minute timer. But if you read longer, great. If you don't, just track. I just want you to track how long you've read. Okay? So then let's fast forward. I've read for my 25 minutes, and I actually just read for 25. So I'm going to put down 25 minutes because that's how long I read. And I'm going to say I got to page 30. I don't know. That's probably way too much, but that's okay. You get the point. So I read page 1 to 30, and I took 25 minutes to read. That's all I'm doing to track my reading. Okay? This last column is if you finish a book or if you abandon a book. Abandon a book, I talked about that in the magic number video that I gave earlier in the presentation. And then there's also a 2 if you're reading 2 books at a time. So if I'm reading Hunger Games, but I'm also reading something else, I could put 2. So that way I'm telling myself and Mrs. Dingman that I'm not only reading Hunger Games, I'm reading multiple books at a time. Okay. And then let's say you come back the next day. You're going to do the exact same thing. You're going to put the date that you're reading. You're going to put the title of that book, and then the start page, end page, and how long you read. That's just how you're documenting. All right. Awesome.